podcasting's choice. From coast to coast, continent to continent, right here 24/7.
PNR.
Blueberry.
This podcast is a member of the Blueberry Network. Blueberry. No E's. That's Blueberry, BLUBRRY.com. Blueberry.com.
This podcast is a proud member of the Lamb Podcasting Network. Find the network at largeassmovieblogs.com.
The Big G, Tokyo Town, StompDown.
Stomp, 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 stomp. Stomp, stomp,
What
stomp.
are you doing?
I'm stomping toward the final days of the 31 Days of Godzilla right here on the Big G, Tokyo Town, StompDown. I'm TC Kirkham.
Hi, I'm Kim Brown. That
Oh my
would
gosh,
be
I
much
don't know
more.
where my voice is going.
That would be much more effective if you had shoes on, because
Godzilla doesn't wear shoes.
well, no, that's
He's
true.
barefoot.
That's a good
And I'm
point.
sitting here without my slippers on. I'm
know,
sorry.
but-
My feet are hot, so give me a break. It is Sunday, May 26, 2019, and we are rounding the corner and entering the final few days of our month-long sojourn through the Godzilla years, starting with 1954's Gojira and ending with this Friday's 2019's release of Legendary's Godzilla King of the Monsters. All courtesy of Kaiju Corner, Subject Cinema, and eCinemaOne.com. How is everybody out there today? I hope they're good.
I hope they are too.
Hope you're enjoying this, and we hope you're passing this show and all of our shows on to your friends by tweeting our notices and putting us up on Facebook or Pinterest or Tumblr or Instagram, letting people know out here giving Godzilla his own due. And we'd love to know what you think of our miniseries, so please drop us a line at subjectcinema@PNRNetworks.com. We are up to Godzilla versus Godzilla Against Mechagodzilla.
Yes.
From 2002.
Yes.
This is the 27th film overall, and the 26th film produced by Toho.
Yes.
The 4th film in the Millennium series.
That's correct. Although this film does have some differences from the other films in the Millennium series, in the fact that the other films in the Millennium series up till this point keep smacking the reset, reboot, rewind, erase button, and the films each are their own contained universe. The only tie they have had back to Godzilla was the original film from the 50s.
This film is in continuity with Godzilla. I'm assuming that's Gojira they're
Yes.
talking about. Mothra, with the original Mothra from 1961. And War of the Gargantuas?
Yep.
That's not even a Godzilla film.
Nope.
Okay.
Although Baragon is in it, so I guess that's
well.
kind of a tie-in.
I suppose.
Maybe? I don't know. So
what inane
Hey!
acts are these? No, you know, let me finish.
Sorry.
What inane act is the Japanese Defense Force and their ridiculous offshoots with the goofy acronym names going to do in this film?
Well, you know, the thing is, we kind of sit here and we sneer at the humans' attempts to corral, destroy, or whatever to Godzilla.
Because nobody cares about the humans in these films. They're here to watch monsters smash.
True.
Right? Okay, there you go.
If we're looking into the deep corridors of all our black little hearts out there, we all know that it's true. Some of us are just more comfortable with admitting it than others. But
she admits it every week on Twitter on what, Wednesdays?
Yep. No, Mondays.
Mondays.
Every Monday I put up a specific tweet every single week.
Has to do with this, so
yeah,
anyway.
It does. But the thing is, what do you expect people... You know, when we think about it, what do we really think people are going to do? Just stand there and get stomped on?
No.
You know, dunk themselves in barbecue sauce or you know, drawn butter or something and just let Godzilla eat them?
I don't think Godzilla cares about that.
No, not usually, no.
He just wants to get rid of all these little crappy little boxy things on his land.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I've always
and the big tower thingies and all the wires that are
I've always contended that's the thing. Godzilla's just coming home. He's coming home to what he remembers, and it's been changed. I mean, Thomas Wolfe did write,
you can't go home again.
You can't go home again. I don't think he was thinking of giant radioactive lizards when he wrote it. But, you know, that's where I think Godzilla is usually coming from when he's not being a vessel for hundreds of millions of deceased
could we not even
souls.
go into yesterday's, please? Oh, my God. No. No.
Sorry. You know,
no.
Weird. That movie is just so weird. Okay, so we begin this film in 1999. It's been 45 years since Godzilla first came up out of the ocean back in 1954.
Is he coming out to party? Because it's going to
no.
party like it's 1999.
And he's not wearing purple either,
okay.
So don't start.
Okay.
I really should have seen that coming. I'm so sorry out there that I didn't. A lieutenant named Akane Yashiro, who is a technician on a cannon, she's a cannon technician, is trying to kill a member of Godzilla's species while she is in her first firefight. She winds up getting blamed by the military for all the losses and stuff like that because they need somebody to pin the blame on. And why not pin it on a woman? Because reasons. And she winds up in a desk job. So during the battle, it's found out that Godzilla was actually immune to the fire from the cannon, which means that
it's something called a maser
cannon.
I have no idea what that is.
Mm-hmm. So as it
made-up weapon.
So as it turns out, you know, this does nothing to Godzilla, and that means that most of the weapons in the Japan, you know, the Japanese military are going to do nothing against Godzilla. So in other words, it's like every other Godzilla movie we've seen so far. So a group of scientists, including a scientist named Tokumitsu Yuhara, they're brought together to build a robot from Godzilla's original skeleton, which they call Mechagodzilla. Which they call it it's Mechagodzilla, but for some reason it's called Kiryu or Karayu, which means, I believe, mechanical dragon in Japanese. Mm-hmm. I'm not entirely machine dragon. I do apologize. So now you've got the actual Godzilla and you've got a robot Godzilla because reasons. And this robot, cyborg, whatever, is created and is made part of the Japan Self-Defense Force. And it has, you know, they have people that pilot it. They are called the Kiryu Squadron. And Akane becomes the main pilot for the squadron because the government's all like, well, yeah, we kind of screwed up and shouldn't have blamed you. But the problem is that people still remember the first fight that she was in, and one of the people that's part of her squad, Lieutenant Hayama, blames her for the death of his brother. Because his brother was in his car when she first was in the fight with this Godzilla creature, and his car got crushed because Godzilla stepped on it. Whoops. So now we move up 4 years. It's 2003, and Mechagodzilla has been, they've shown him to the world, and that he has this system inside, this computer system inside him that's very up to date and modern and all this stuff like that. And he's controlled from another vehicle that looks like a big plane, like big jet fighter. And it can be charged from the ground using microwaves, and it's all very technical, and isn't that all terribly impressive? At the end of the presentation, they like I said, they're showing off this, this weapon to the rest of the world, and they show off the most impressive weapon that it has, and it's not that. Calm down. The weapon is an absolute zero cannon, which does what it sounds like it does. You shoot it at things and it lowers the temperature to absolute zero. Because calling
Not to mention the fact that it would probably freeze everything around it as the ray was going out.
Well, you'd think that, yeah.
So you're talking, I hope it's not shooting anywhere near cities. You're going to have lots of frozen people.
Well, you know.
Idiots!
I guess if it was in Massachusetts, it would have been a wicked blizzard cannon. Wicked big blizzard cannon.
You blew your own joke.
I know,
anyway,
I
go
blew
ahead.
my own joke. I'm sorry. The really friggin' cold cannon. That really doesn't roll off the tongue very well, though. So, while this is all going on, actually at the same time this is all going on, Godzilla shows up. Because it's a movie. And so, Kaoru is, they put it online and they send it out there to fight Godzilla. So, while they're fighting, Godzilla, does his usual thing where he's, blasting fire and roaring and all this stuff like that. Now we get into one of the WTF moments of this film. During this fight, when Godzilla's roaring and doing his whole usual, I'm Godzilla, don't F with me, roar, Kiryu's soul awakens because of Godzilla's roar.
Well,
What?
It hears its own self.
And it brings back the memories of the original death of Godzilla, when Godzilla was destroyed by the oxygen destroyer all the way down to its skeleton and all this stuff like that. So, Kiryu, it's almost like the original Godzilla has taken over the mecha. And it promptly starts wrecking the city. It's all like Godzilla goes back into the water, and everybody's all like, yay for Mechagodzilla, or yay for Kiryu, and then it's like, Kiryu's like, oh, I remember what you little bastards did, and he starts wrecking the city, and everybody's like, ah! Because Frankenstein syndrome, I guess, and people are obviously naturally terrified and like, oh crap, what do we do? And the Kiryu squad, who are supposed to be controlling this big mecha, can't do anything, and they're watching as this being, this cybernetic being that's somehow been possessed, winds up causing more damage than Godzilla actually caused. Everybody all together, wah. I'm sorry. Is it wrong that I think that's funny? Does that show how deeply disturbed I am that I think that's hilarious? It does, doesn't it? Okay, moving on. So, Kiryu manages to, trash the city for about an hour before he runs out of juice. And stops. It runs down. So they bring it back to...
What is it, a giant clockwork version?
I guess.
Honestly.
Well, it's a machine. It's,
you got a key in the back of it you turn to wind it up?
Guess they should have used Energizer.
No, because then it would have kept going and going and going and just nothing would be left.
I guess not. So they bring it back to their headquarters because it's not wrecking anything anymore. But it's wrecked a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm sure they're going to have to answer to somebody about this. Akane is still trying to smooth things over with her, her coworker Hayama, with one of the scientists, the scientist that we met earlier in the film, Tokumitsu, and his daughter Sarah, who Sarah's opinion.
Kind of a little touched little girl here.
No, all right. Now you explain why you said that.
Well, because she thinks Kiryu has a right to life of its own. It's already dead.
Well, apparently not, if it has memories of the previous...
He wants it to be Godzilla's friend.
Well, her whole thing is that it's
Aww. Isn't that cute?
And aren't you being a condescending male?
Yep.
That's...
not just male, condescending human. Anyway, go ahead.
You're being a jerk is what you're being.
I'm just being my honest self.
No, all right. Well,
this is the Godzilla Gamera moment here. Anyway.
So Godzilla winds up attacking the city again, and after Kiryu is repaired, they send it out again.
They fixed that bug about smashing its own stuff.
Well, they're fixing the damage that was caused to it by Godzilla the first time. I don't know what they're going to do if it decides, oh wait, I used to be this guy, and it slams into Godzilla at this really great speed. So they wind up facing off against each other, and they start, bashing each other and hitting each other. And the thing is, this is causing each other damage, but it's also causing damage to the city around them because these are two giant things, beating the crap out of each other. That tends to happen. That's called collateral damage, children.
Oh, God, don't go into Man of Steel, please.
I wasn't going to.
Or Batman versus Superman.
I wasn't going to do that either.
No, but that's where all the collateral damage crap came from. So it's like, all right.
Well, no, the collateral damage was always there. It's just people...
But it's not been in the forefront until the DC universe.
Wait. Let me just finish. What I was going to say was the collateral damage has always been there. It's just people didn't whine about it until the DC movies. Yeah.
Notice they don't whine about it during the Marvel movies.
Well, anyway. If they do, everybody else goes, shut the F up.
Yeah, I know.
So anyway. Kiryu winds up being able to go on the offensive and starts, beating the living crap out of Godzilla and goes its next move is to attempt to use the absolute zero cannon.
AZC for short.
Yes. But Godzilla's like, oh, no. And uses his atomic fire breath. Which, fire tends to beat snow. And during this whole, meeting of the monsters, Kiryu winds up being disabled again. And the pilot...
You can't do anything right, can you?
Yeah. Cheap piece of crap. I could make some, made in China jokes or something like that, but...
We don't do ethnic jokes here, anyway.
But I'm not going to, because we're above that.
And it's also Japan, so you wouldn't be able to do that. Anyway.
Maybe they bought it from Walmart, and that was the problem. We will make Walmart jokes. Anyway. The problem is that because of the damage that Kiryu has suffered, not only is the actual robot damaged, but the piloting system that's not on the robot, it's remote separated from the robot, that's also completely not working anymore. So that's obviously not a good thing. So trying to save Kiryu and trying to save the rest of the city and anything else that Godzilla decides to, stomp on, Akane tells the pilot to land his craft so she can get over to Mechagodzilla and actually get inside the cyborg and pilot it from inside as opposed to remotely. Okay, who here thinks that's a bright idea? Show of hands. Yeah, I didn't think so. Actual running. And,
Thank you.
So,
I wasn't sure she'd pick up on that.
She actually gets into makes it over to the cyborg, gets inside, gets up to the control panel center, and now she's piloting Mechagodzilla from inside Mechagodzilla.
Why do I hear Highway to the Danger Zone flying through my head
right now? Oh, that's nice. That's nice, because all I'm hearing is doot, 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 doot. Seriously, are you getting a Total Power Rangers vibe off of this? Or
well, I haven't seen this one, so I don't know what the uniforms look like.
All right, so now, like I said, Kiryu is pilotable because there's a pilot, and he gets up off the ground and charges at Godzilla. And Akane's plan is to use the absolute zero cannon. Her plan is to use it at point blank range.
Dun dun dun!
Okay. And the two, beings rush at each other. Akane uses the thruster rockets inside of Kiryu to blast both herself, the robot, and Godzilla out over the ocean before she fires the absolute zero cannon, which she fires, and winds up freezing this big part of the ocean around them. What?
Well, no, I can't say that yet. Go ahead. I can't make that joke yet. It's not
Okay.
gotten far enough.
So, we have this big fight. It's out in the ocean. Fire, the ice cannon gets fired. Kabloo. And after after everybody can see what's happening because, cannon fire, Godzilla is not dead. Yay! Oh, no, wait, we're not supposed to say yay. That's just me. He's alive. But he's got this big, huge wound in his chest. And he's leaving. He just starts walking back into the water. Like walking back out deeper into the water, away from Japan, away from Kiryu, and away from all the ice.
You mean he didn't fall into, spring of drowned rat or something?
No!
Okay.
Not that Akane!
Oh, okay.
How long have you been waiting to
Since you first mentioned the name.
I was going to say, you've been waiting that long to do a Ranma 1/2 joke.
Well, it could be worse. It could be Ryoga piloting. Okay.
That'd be great. You'd have
we are show nerds here. And I don't even like that show.
That'd be great. Oh my gosh, Ryoga Hibiki piloting a giant mecha. You'd have it winding up in the middle of downtown South Dakota. That would be
downtown South Dakota's a state, darling.
I know, that's what I mean. Well, it'd be winding up in the middle of Pierre, South Dakota or something like that. So Kiryu, needless to say, is extremely bashed up because it's just been in a fight with a giant monster. Its right arm is gone, and the Absolute Zero cannon is absolutely trashed. So, the Kiryu squadron, though, they're counting this as a win because Godzilla has left. He's taken his ball and gone home. We see in a post-credit scene, Akane is going to have dinner with Togemitsu and Sarah, and she turns around and gives the giant mecha one final salute, and it's very obvious they're trying to say that this is going to become a blended family. And the end. Okay.
Everybody do it.
Okay, this movie is not as screwy as the last movie.
No, and it got really good reviews, which is unusual.
Because to be perfectly honest, nothing could be as screwy as the last movie.
The last 3 movies, actually, so we won't go into that. Millennium series have just been totally forked up all the way through so far. So
you're not
anyway,
wrong. You're not wrong.
This one does seem kind of tame compared to that.
Compared to those, although the whole thing about... I'm sorry, I realize that some people out there might get cheesed off at me for this one, but I'm sorry. The idea of a mecha having a soul...
Well, it's not the mecha having the soul. It's the fact that it's built around the original Godzilla's skeleton.
Okay.
That's what was causing that. You didn't pick that up?
Well, yeah, it's... No, I get what you're saying. No, okay. So that means the poor thing's soul has been trapped underwater all these years? That's terrible.
It was dormant, obviously, until Godzilla's roar.
I guess. Oh gosh, that's so sad. I'm sorry. I know people are out there going, she's feeling bad for the monster again.
I should be playing March of the Penguins music in the background.
Shut it. Just shut it. I'm sorry if I have a compassionate heart. I'm sorry if I love the difficult to love. It's just my nature, I guess.
Yes, it is. Obviously, you fell in love with me, so good Lord.
Oh, no, you're easy. You're very easy to love.
Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, no, I'm not. Anyway.
You're very easy to love, and I'm very easy, so it works out.
Really? You're going to share that with the entire freaking planet, are you? All right, fine.
If they haven't figured that out by now, they haven't been paying attention.
Okay, fine.
But I think them calling this, first of all, calling this Mechagodzilla, and then the rest of the movie calling it Kiryu is dumb. I think that's really stupid.
Well, it doesn't have the same kind of ring, Godzilla Against Kiryu. So, I mean, they obviously... But also, you're right in the fact that there has been a Mechagodzilla twice before, 2 different ones, and neither one any relation to this one.
No, I think they did that simply to get people to come to the movie. You know, it's like
but it is a mecha. It's built around the original skeleton.
Yeah, it has more in common with Godzilla than the other two. Really, if you're really honest about it.
Of course it does. Godzilla's bones are in it.
That's what I mean. Yuck.
The love beyond the bones. You don't even get that reference.
I don't want to get it. That sounds...
Eurovision 2018. Anyway, go ahead.
I think it's really funny because there's a scene, it's actually in the trailer for this movie. There's a scene where Mechagodzilla is being flown over the city, and it's being flown over a baseball field, and you see this one baseball player looking up with this kind of what the hell look on his face.
His name is actually, his nickname is actually Godzilla.
Yes, he's Hideki Matsui, who is a baseball star in Japan, and I don't actually want to know why his nickname is Godzilla. That's a little disturbing. Does he throw that fast that the ball bursts into flames? I don't know. It's just weird.
We should also point out before we get going here that this movie will be the first in years to have a direct sequel. The following film is a direct sequel to this one. The first time they've done that in a number of years, and they will also go back to Mechagodzilla.
He's referred to as Mecha. Yeah, he's referred to in the English dub.
Yeah,
he's referred to as Mechagodzilla and Mecha G. I gotta be honest. I actually like the name Mecha G.
Yeah,
I think that actually sounds kind of badass.
Yeah,
myself.
I suppose. The next movie in the series is Godzilla Tokyo SOS, and that will be coming up on our show, our little mini show tomorrow, as we move forward towards this Friday, May 31st, and the release of the legendary film Godzilla King of the Monsters. She got 2 squeezed in on this show. By the way, if you like this show, and you like all of our stuff on eCinemaOne, eCinemaBoston, Cavebabble, Kirkham Report, Catastrophe, Vortex, Platinum Rose's Garden, and everything else we do, Anthony, Aunt B's Comic Grotto, everything we do is dependent on you, and we would really love you to come on board as a patron member. You can go over to patreon.com/PNRNetworks and sign up. $2 a month is great, but if you hit $5 a month, you get 3 extra podcasts that nobody else gets, including Kim's All Kaiju show, Kaiju Corner, and 2 movie shows from Subject Cinema. And there's other great perks all the way up to $100 a month, which I'm sure I'd love people to do, but not everybody could afford.
Yeah.
So anyway, every little bit helps, and trust me, the more we can get you on board, the more we can do for you right here on Subject Cinema, Kaiju Corner, and eCinemaOne.com. So please come over, patreon.com/PNRNetworks. Please become a member today. Yep. Until tomorrow's episode of the Big G Tokyo Town StompDown, I'm TC Kirkham.
I'm Kim Brown.
And we're headed back as we get closer and closer to the end of the 31 Days of Godzilla.
So exciting.
You've been listening to the Big G Tokyo Town StompDown from Subject Cinema, Kaiju Corner, and eCinemaOne.com.
This podcast is a proud member of the Lamb Podcasting Network. Find the network at largeassmovieblogs.com.
Podcasting's choice. From coast to coast, continent to continent, right here 24/7.